Alessandro. I hope that you can see my screen. So my name is Krasimir, co-founder of TokWise, and we created an AI-based platform to help energy companies optimize their green portfolios. So the most important thing that we should know about the energy system is that at any point of time, supply and demand have to be in balance. And in the past, that was not difficult, but the situation is changing today. So we have the renewable energy sources that are entering into the mix, and by 2050, they will provide half of the energy that we will consume. But because they are dependent on weather, they cause a fluctuating generation. On the other side, on the demand side, we have new type of loads and new clients, like the storage batteries, the electric vehicle charging stations, solar rooftops. So for the energy companies, it became much more difficult to keep the balance between supply and demand. And if the balance is not there, the market players have to pay huge cost. So for 2018, energy companies in France paid 500 million euro to cover these costs. In Germany, 800 million euro, and the estimated amount of cost for Europe was around 4 billion. So the energy companies need to accurately manage their portfolio and forecast very precisely supply and demand. So today, most of them are leveraging only part of the available data and work mainly with Excel. And unfortunately, these conventional methods cannot keep up with the complexity in the ecosystem. So we have created an AI-based platform to optimize the management of green energy portfolio through resolving the data problem, injecting AI in the value-driving processes like forecasting and balancing to create new opportunities for future bottom line growth. So this is how it works. So we automatically collect the various data streams that are relevant for the forecast. Then we inject the clean and structured data into our AI algorithm to predict the consumption, the production, and the prices. And we identify the most optimal balancing and commercial strategy. The benefit for our clients is that they become much more efficient, so they can decrease the imbalance penalties. And additionally, they can automate some core management processes and develop new revenue streams. These are the customer segments that we are currently focusing on, and these segments are experiencing the most the imbalance issue. And they also look for different opportunities to digitize their operations to become more efficient and more profitable. Their market size in the last years is growing constantly due to the efforts in the EU to realize the Green Deal. And on the other hand, the whole sector is characterized by a very low digital maturity. So only 2% of the companies have done their job well and are ranked as digital champions. The other 98% are lagging behind. Our current focus is to grow our customer base in Germany and France. And for next year, we want to extend our presence in Romania, Poland, and Austria, and also look at the renewable producers as a customer segment. Currently, we are trying to convert our pipeline. We are actively working on it. And in the past 1 month, we managed to sign 2 new clients. One of them is local in Bulgaria, and the other is based in Poland. So our revenue model is quite simple. So we provide our product as software as a service. And we have a monthly subscription with fixed fee to cover for the computing cost and value sharing element, which depends on our performance and the savings that we generate for our client. Our team is built by experts with solid experience in IT, AI, and product development. And of course, we have the support of our advisors and partners. So currently, we are looking for an external investment of 250,000 euro, and most important, the right partner that will help us to develop our sales capabilities and improve our product. So thank you, and mulțumesc.
Thank you as well, Krasimir. And we move on to the Q&A with the jury members. So I have the request, the kind request to you. Dan, can you go first?
I have 2 questions, please. One is related with the market. Why do you address only the renewables? And the second one is related with the energy market. Do you know how to balance at 15 minutes in this moment?
Yeah, so I will start with the second question. So currently the markets that we are operating on is on the day ahead, which is settled on 1 hour basis. So we have the capability to switch to the 15 minutes, and we know, for example, that in Bulgaria that change will happen over the next couple of months. And most of the European countries need to be part of the integrated 15-minute settlement period. So we have that capability. And about the first question about the renewable producers is because they suffer the most from the imbalance because they are dependent on the weather conditions. So we know that the sun and the wind are quite intermittent, and these producers have to have the capability to produce a very accurate forecast for every single hour. And we, based on our experience, what we saw with water producers and also with the bio waste is that these processes are much more stable, much more structured, and without so big variation.
Okay, sorry, one more question. You told us about this around 250K, but you don't tell us nothing about the valuation.
Yeah, so we know that it's always tricky to talk about the valuation of a startup. So what we, in our ideal case, what we see to put as a stake for that ticket is around 10 to 15% from the company.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you as well, Dan. Let's move on to the next question coming from, and who's next? Please raise a hand so I can also see you. Will, please.
Hello. Thank you for the pitch and the whole presentation. I do have two questions. One comes from looking at who is part of your team. So I see. I hope this is also the latest presentation deck that I'm looking at. But I see that you have a very strong team in terms of technology, AI/R&D. I was wondering how you got the idea of like creating this product, because I don't know a lot about the energy market, but as you went through it, through the deck itself, I didn't really understand how you got to figure out this was a problem for the industry. That's one question. And the other one was related to the product. You said here in the presentation that right now the current way these companies, these workflows are organized is by having a combination of partial data and an Excel that leads to inaccurate forecasting, responsiveness, and so on. I was wondering if you could explain a bit like why is AI the step to do it and not maybe better data management or better workflows within that company instead of like going directly to something that's very complex and more complicated to do.
And I'll request from my side is to keep it under 1 minute. Please go ahead, Krasimir, and thanks, Will.
Okay, sure. I will try to stick to 1 minute. So the first question about the idea. So it actually came from our French co-founder, who has a quite strong networking. So apparently all his family is working in the energy industry in France and in Belgium. So this is how we naturally started to discuss the idea, then found the right partners and advisors from the industry that will help us to dig further into the problematic.
And we also just saying.
Yeah. So to the second question, you're totally right. So and what the combination between the data management and the AI is how these companies can be more successful, and this is what we are offering. So first, how they can manage their data and work with with more comprehensive information in a structured and clean way, and then how they can take the advantage of these data.